Grab my whiskey. I'm trying to get drunk.
We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time? You better get out of here, homie.
And now for something completely different.
I got moves, man.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeah!
Crap my pants.
All right, so my internet crapped its pants. Dude, I've been without internet since 11:30 yesterday morning.
Really?
At least
how's life
home
without?
internet. Home internet. I should specify. So
So that really just means because you can still do anything you need on your phone, right? So your
Yeah.
computer's down.
well, I'm actually using
That's
my
a call-in
computer.
day, right?
What's that, buddy?
That's a call-in day, right?
No.
Calling day. No, that's when you want to go to work because that's what the internet is.
Right.
No,
Um,
Rich is like, nope.
my Xbox still works.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So I'm using my phone for hotspot, of course, so I can still work
Yeah, yeah.
and do all that fun stuff. I
Okay.
just do it sparingly. Like I'll go offline, type up the email, click on the hotspot, send the email, kind of thing.
Oh, I got you.
So yeah, it was weird. Like I was in a meeting ended. I went to go type up a end of meeting email, just like this is what we discussed. This is, just on paper. So we have a paper trail, what we talked about.
Yeah, bullet
Hit
points.
send, and it was like, nah, homie, you don't have internet. So I was like, oh,
Now I hope that's the warning.
yeah,
Nah, homie.
nah, homie. Me and my
Nah, homie.
computer, we talk like that.
that would be cool. Now, how much
Can't do
longer
all that,
before we
bro.
just? Yeah, for real. I wanted to talk to me the way I talk to other people.
That's right.
I want my cell phone to do that. Hey, you can't do that, man. You got a 15% battery left, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
exactly.
gonna work.
Before you get to this Fortnite, bro, just so you know, you got 15% battery. So
Yeah.
I went upstairs and looked at my modem, and it was like flashing red.
Yeah.
And that means it can't get connection to AT&T, basically, because that's who my internet's through. I got the 1 gig fiber. Anyways, so I went on to the website, and it was like, oh, there's an outage in your area. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll be up in 30 minutes. So I went to play Xbox. I told my boss, I was like, hey, man, I'm down for the count. I'll just take a break now because it was lunchtime anyways, like 11:30. So I was like, actually, I went for a run and then ate my food. Internet still wasn't up. Told my boss. So just kind of limped along the rest of the day with hotspot. Woke up this morning and was like, still no internet. And my wife, bless her heart, has a Facebook account still. And went on to
Somebody's gonna have it.
Doing it for the family.
went on.
You got to have one person connected.
But she was
That's
like
so
a
true.
neighborhood group page, and there was like
Yeah.
apparently somebody called. I was like, that somebody ain't gonna be me. It's calling. I'm not spending an hour with AT&T.
Nope.
And they told her somebody cut a fiber line somewhere. And
Oh no.
whenever you hear a fiber line got cut, that's at least a 2-day process.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever had that happen to you, whether at home or at work, where somebody's like, "Yeah, somebody cut the fiber line, so we don't have internet."
No,
Yeah.
man. That's
Uh,
crazy. We've got they've came through and sprayed like our yards and put flags. They're putting AT&T fiber
Yeah,
in
that's
our
what
neighborhood. That's
Yeah.
what you have. I've heard it's incredible. So
it is very good. It's very reasonable.
It takes a while for them to install it, doesn't it, Richard?
No.
No, I'm talking
Okay.
about throughout the neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure. it
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
once it's there, you just it was pretty quick. But yeah, it's like $80 a month for a gig, and you get HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's what we got.
after it's all said and done, you're paying,
So you get and is that with cable too?
Yeah, you
I
get.
don't-
We got DirecTV with ours.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
that'd be
care.
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
After
we're still
HBO Max, it's like there's no point. It's like I don't know.
After what?
I
HBO Max,
forget
you said?
HBO Max. I mean, we have like HBO Max through AT&T, and then we have Netflix through T-Mobile and Discovery Plus through T-Mobile. And then Hulu, I think, is on a teacher discount, so we pay like $2 a month for that.
Yeah. So you have them all covered. You have many ways to watch TV.
Yeah, we have like 6 streaming services, and I think we pay maybe $20 a month.
Dude, that's how you do it right there.
Yeah, so it's not
gotta
bad.
Get on that plan.
I
Yeah,
think my
and then I
Hulu is
can-
through my Spotify some kind of way.
yeah, they did some sort of a thing where they bundled it for like an extra $2 or something for a while.
Yeah, that I got screwed up on that because I had that bundle and then I switched my account to where I can have multiple accounts, like a family
Mhm.
account, and they took my
Finally.
Hulu away. They took my
Mm.
Hulu away because I upgraded. I'm like, how is this an upgrade? Like you just took Hulu away from but
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
still an upgrade on Spotify. It's an upgrade.
Is it? Yeah, I know.
to have the family thing, yes.
Yeah, they got to pay Joe Rogan somehow. Little
All
punk.
right.
Spotify.
Pay us $2 extra bucks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that stinks that your internet's down. Hopefully, they get that back and up and running here soon.
Yeah, I imagine sometime tomorrow we'll probably
Yeah,
get it going.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. We all got cell phones, like whatever.
I know, right?
It's surprising to
Yeah.
me because it was like I was sitting there today and I was like, do I really even need home internet? Like,
Right.
Yeah,
you
you
start
start.
there calculating.
yeah, like $80 a month, and like
I do go to Starbucks every day. I can send my emails, my couple of emails there.
that's right.
I know. I really wonder if I mean, we're probably gonna have no choice, right? Like people are gonna, if they keep raising prices, and we talk about this every week, but it's like people are gonna have to find ways. Like they're gonna have to find ways to start, cutting back, and maybe that's it. It's like, you know what, I'll figure out how to get all my streaming systems, one way or another. I'll log into a friend's account if I have to, it's like, I'll throw him $2 a month. Like, here, dude, here's my half for watching 2 shows this week or this month or
sure.
whatever.
Yeah, I know people do that with like YouTube TV and
Yeah, they split it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I share all my accounts with my in-laws, so they have like every
Do you?
streaming service too. So they don't pay for any of them. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I just give them my information.
Yeah.
That does make you think about the topic of, hey, all these people work from home, and basically you want to buy the best data plan so you can keep that coming, right? But I mean, things do happen, and you have to find alternatives, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of having the hotspot and everything is like it's gonna happen. I didn't expect it to happen for 2 days straight, but
Right.
I mean I've still been able to work and do my thing and haven't hit my data cap yet. And I guess at the end of the day, if I do hit it, I can just call T-Mobile, tell them to give me a couple extra gigs.
Now,
Yeah.
does the company you work for, do they reimburse you on anything like that? As far as what? Is that internet services or anything?
No, because we're not a work from home company. It's more of a privilege at my company. So
I got you.
yeah, so
So they-
there's
So they want they basically say, hey, we provide you internet here at work. If you
yeah, I
wanna-
mean we provide you an office, internet, we provide you a cafeteria, we provide you everything, all this here. So if
right, that makes sense.
yeah, and that does make sense. I'm not gonna hit them up over that. I do know there was a company I know I was looking at. They are strictly at home company,
Mhm.
and they pay for like half your internet. They give you a cell phone stipend.
Yeah.
They give you office stipend, and they provide you with computer equipment. Like
Nice.
there are companies that do that, but I think if you are coming from, especially from COVID, if you're coming from having to work in the office constantly to working from home, right, you should probably just shut your mouth and keep the work
Yeah.
from home, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wouldn't bitch
Yeah.
too much. They just might be like, well, we got this $10 million building here you're not sitting in, so
It would be a push for me. Because
Yeah.
I would be like, all right, I don't have to go in. I don't have to put gas in my car. I don't have to get dressed. I'm
Yeah.
good. I am
Yeah.
starting to look at that because people don't know at my company there's so many different jobs. Like,
Mhm.
and that's once you start exploring and knowing people that are actually doing it now. And so there's a lot of I've seen in my industry a lot of work from home type deals. So that's what I'm starting to entertain and look at as my, because I'm getting to my daughter's getting to the age where she doesn't need us as much, and that could be the future to where, hey, I can work from an office or regionally for a week and then work from home for a week. So I'm very interested in that right now, and I'm kind of going towards that side.
Yeah, I think my end goal, and I told my boss, is I want to buy a lake house away from people and work there. Like that's my 10 years. That's where I want to be goal. Like I don't, in between meetings, I'm going to go fishing or swimming in a lake somewhere. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm done.
and I feel like that like having those little goals and like reassessing every couple of years is cool, because I was like, hey, like I don't see me permanently doing what I'm doing. I feel like I'm more of a coach that can go in and teach a class, or like there's like I specialized in something before I did this. Like I can still lean on that and go to different stations and teach that, right? But like if you're gonna pay for my travel and pay for me to be on the road and my food, like I'd rather do that than sit in the office.
Yeah. That's also your job has that many opportunities too within it.
And you don't, and we did not know that until like the two people that were above me had gotten promoted, and then the one that I mentored got over to that side. So we didn't know about it. So all of us were all in this together looking at these opportunities. And then it's like, so you don't have to be stuck in a building all your life.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good thing about working for a global company. It was that way at Altec. Was like there was a lady that worked in our building here in Indy, and she went to Australia for 6 months because they just needed somebody. She applied for it, and so she was like, I'm going to go to Australia for 6 months, and it was great. She loved it. And then we had another guy who went to China for a year. He's like, oh, it's great. I loved it for a year.
That's so wild. That'd be so hard. I mean, it'd be hard for us just because we have families and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
but I do kind of envy people that are able to do that. Just kind of go on their own. And just go. Who we had on last week, Bryson, his sister Bethany, she does that, man. Like I just followed her on Instagram, and she's in a new place like all the time. Just she's single and probably does okay financially, so she can go out and do those type of things, But I'm like, I'm really jealous, It's like I didn't really have that time where I just went out and explored, you know what I'm saying? Or I had those maybe 5 to 6 years of being on my own and trying to, which I don't regret that, but there are times where I'm like, man, I wonder where life would have taken me, if I did move out and got a room with a buddy, and like, what I'm saying, just like would I have pursued a specific career harder or whatever, it just kind of makes you wonder. But yeah.
Well, we live in a different. I was gonna say we live in a different time too, right? 20 years ago, this was not.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we didn't think about having a mobile home and traveling the world working from our mobile home.
Well, 20 years ago, it was all about working for a company that can offer you
benefits.
Like that's what it was. Like, I'm gonna go work at this factory now. Like my first job was a factory job. It's like I'm gonna go work at this factory and become union and make a pension.
Yeah.
Now, like I'm gonna work at this job and travel the world now. Like and just do, these things because
or I'm not going to go work somewhere for 40 hours a week and travel and all that stuff. I'm going to work doing what I really like, for X amount of money and not care. I actually was listening to someone talk the other day, or actually today on a podcast, and they were talking about becoming more of a minimalist. Now this person has already had the cars and the nice houses and all that stuff, but she was just talking about how like I just there's no happiness in that. And, of course we always talk about that, everyone says there's no happiness in that, but she was like, I'm finding happiness in just kind of like what I was saying a few weeks ago about just being a beach bum, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not what she's doing. She still has money, but she's getting rid of the thousands of shoes and all the clothes and all the glamour, and it's like she was making it sound like she made the comment. She goes, is it even cool to glamorize your new Ferrari anymore? You know, sometimes when someone shows, oh, they got a new Ferrari, you're like, what a douchebag. Like, you know, I mean, I could be
There's
happy for
20 year
people, but
kids that got better rides than me. Like I ain't tripping
oh,
off that.
facts. Yeah, facts. You know, but that's almost like the card you buy to show people I've made it, you know, or I at least made it to afford this car or be in debt because of this car. You know,
For sure. Yeah, they say that you know, a lot of people are saying that because of, you know, COVID and everything, that a lot of people made the decision to, you know, live for themselves. You know,
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
talked about people not wanting to work, you know, for the past couple episodes, and it's like, is it that they don't want to work or they just don't want to work for you? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they don't want to do the grimy jobs anymore for 15, 12 an hour. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you think, Blake, you could live off of 15 an hour?
Dude, no.
I don't know what you make, so I'm not.
No.
But yeah, but do you? I mean, but I do know you have a family with 3 daughters and a wife to support, right?
Right.
It used to be the man could go work and buy a house, a car, and provide for his wife and kids, and his wife would stay home, and his wife would
15
his wife wouldn't have to do anything. Like his
Yeah,
wife
yeah.
wouldn't have to sell Pampered Chef or any of that.
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Something has happened along the way, and I just think we
And
just
that
got
was
greedy.
yeah, and that was how many years ago? Right?
That was
I mean,
man, dude.
That's
That
my
was when we got out of high school.
yeah, exactly. Our
$15 an
parents.
hour was what that was like Visteon and Ford, right? So that was like you were banking, you were good. Like you didn't
But what
have
is
to
that?
worry
40
about
But what is that? 40,000 a year? 30,000 a
like
year?
35. Hold on.
21 is 45 a year. I know that.
Okay.
I think it's like 30. Hold on.
Yeah, it's about 35, I think. But yeah, it's
30,
Yeah,
31.
31. Okay,
Yeah, 31,200.
that's
I mean,
before
dude,
taxes. That's before you pay all your medical insurance. You know, that's, you know, if you want to put any
Right.
back for 401k and all that. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's still not much money,
No,
you know, 40
It
years
was
ago
then,
or
though.
whatever.
it was then.
But it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was.
yeah, we
Everything
can say
didn't
it
cost
was
much
compared to
either.
now.
Yeah, gas
Right,
was
I mean,
like
compared to
99
now.
cents. Yeah,
Yeah. But but it doesn't mean, my point is, it doesn't mean living life on $40,000 40 years ago wasn't still difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still
Correct,
a lot
correct.
of expenses. It'd be like making whatever 60,000 now. There's still a struggle, you know, or whatever the difference is. You know, it's like, so yeah, I don't know. Something's got to change, you know, because I just and you know, I mean, we've kind of talked about this last few weeks, but it's like I'm always talking to buddies, and they're all in the same boat. Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I going to work for so long? You know, like what am I been like? You know, and kind of back to what you were saying, where nobody wants to work. It's like, yeah, they'll just find ways to make the money they need to make to
but
pay their bills, and
I
be
think
like,
it's like what Richard
I'm good.
said. It's like everybody has an option now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's too many options for me to just hate my job. You know what I'm saying? Like
Revenue streams you have now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to, there's a plethora of revenue streams. You can, you
Yeah.
know, whether it be, you know, something like Uber or, you know, DoorDash, or, you know, you do video thing or make your eBay store. Like there's like
Yeah.
there's
Amazon
a ton-
stores.
yeah, an Amazon
Yeah.
store. There are other options out there now.
especially in Indiana. Especially in Indiana. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's always, you know, the thing is that you want to, because like I even thought about, like, you know, why don't you just do, you know, whatever, Uber Eats a couple times a week just to get your freaking gas money, you know? But it's like, I don't know,
Cost gas
man. I don't
money.
want to go spend 2 or 3 hours doing that, wasting
Jared
gas to get gas money. Yeah, and Jared does it, and you know, and I think
Jared's
he
smart
enjoyed
about it though. Like he looks at when all the concerts are, then he does it then. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
makes $400
He's
a
picking it.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he-
picking a short amount of hours and
Mhm.
and he's just turning profit. Like
And he also makes sure he only does within a certain area.
Yeah,
sticks to
that's
the area.
smart.
right.
Yeah, that's smart. You know, just like anything, I'm sure there's ways to make money at it, you know?
Right. It's way too many options now. And then it's like before I got into the position that I am now, the position before was my end game, but it's like ever evolving because there's so many options. And at the end of the day, I don't want to work for my company. I want this to work for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
because I know I have options, and like I think that's what everybody else realizes too. Like you're not getting people that are just lifers at jobs anymore. Like I can go find another opportunity.
That's the other thing we were talking about at work is like it's like you don't really expect your place of employment to give you like a huge massive raise every year because you stuck with them.
Mhm.
But then again, like Richard said a few weeks ago, it's like you can make more money by potentially make more money by switching jobs. And it's like, how are these companies going to keep, like, if I can go get an operations job at another company, but they're willing to pay me $5,000 to $10,000 more. Honestly, dude, I don't even know if I'd go for $5,000 to $10,000. Because it's like I'm already in this system. I'm already with these people. I'm already connected. I already know this job. Like, I mean,
Blake,
that's
did you know that
decent raise, but
sometimes that you can quit and go back and make more money?
well, I'm gonna.
That's what's starting to be the most common with people that've been at
I
places
know,
for a long time.
especially if you're valuable,
Yeah.
and not to be. I'm pretty critical on myself, so I kind of beat myself up a lot at work because there's some things I always feel like I should catch on to things quicker or whatever. So I know I have some negative things about me, I guess. But like I was even thinking today, it's like a personality can make and break an office. Like the one thing I have for myself is I know everybody likes me there, right?
Yeah.
Like the boss, like all my boss, like I think I don't think anyone's talking bad about me behind my back. I think everyone knows I'm there for the right reason, yada yada. So it's like, but I guess my question is like how much does that bring to a company?
I would tell you this: any company, I'd say 80% of the time, would rather keep a guy that's fairly incompetent but good with chemistry than vice versa.
Yeah.
You know how many jobs I've gotten just because how hard it is for people to find like a nice IT person. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Or an IT person that they can talk to.
That's like finding a nice mechanic. It's
That's
like,
right.
no, man, they're dealing with bull crap all day. That is pretty true. All the guys I work with or that I have to communicate with from corporate IT, they just sound like they hate their lives.
Well, it's like we were talking about the other day, and I don't want to get into basketball talk, but how we were talking about how like teams do not look at chemistry enough. They just look at this dude that just gives this one team 30
Motivational
20
fit.
every night, and they're like, well, let's put him over here, and then all of a sudden the team implodes, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, I
But
can tell you what happened.
But I also think that those teams are trying to find that chemistry. I think Golden State's a good example that has it. Boston has a good chemistry. The Bucks have good, but it's hard to get those perfect pieces, and that's what every organization is, trying to build.
Sure.
And that's what every company is trying to build, and I just, with my company right now, I just don't see me going anywhere.
If you're happy with it, there's no. I mean, if
I'm talking about like
Right.
I'm not talking about leaving. I'm talking about like moving up in the company.
oh yeah, okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, because we were even talking about this today at work, at like what you would really want to do, and someone always says this to me: sell shoes because I like shoes, but
just a grandma thing. Like
I'm not
your
getting
grandma will tell you.
Yeah, I'm not getting rich
Al
off of
Bundy.
selling shoes, but then again, we started breaking it down further to where it's like, it's one thing if you're just selling shoes at Dick's Sporting Goods. It's another thing if you're helping people get into the right shoes for their feet, for running, because then I'm selling
like
a product
at
I
Brooks
like.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Or just navigating because, I don't know. It's probably an easy thing to sell. There's no money in selling shoes, I'm sure of it. So it's not like that's the path I'm going to go to, but it's just a good example of something that like I would enjoy learning about and selling and educating and helping people run better or, not run better, but, maybe potentially eliminate some foot pain or whatever, by getting them in the right shoes. So,
Or could you work at a shoe company?
What up, Nike?
You know what I'm
I've
saying? Like,
supported
there's
you long
other
enough.
things. There's other things to segue into it. I mean, if that's your interest, I don't know if shoes is your interest. It sounds like somebody just anointed that on you because you like shoes, but
Yeah, I mean, it was just that was just the example of like of something to sell or whatever. But
right.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You'll find out what you want to be when you grow up soon.
Dude. Hey, this is a good segue into my story from last night. It's actually
Okay.
not a segue, but it just allows us to get off that topic.
And move on.
I know the one thing that I will not be is anything involving horses. So I got a story.
You are not going to be an equestrian.
No, or a jockey or anything
I love
else.
that word, equestrian.
So we have horses in this family, right? My mother-in-law and father-in-law technically have two horses. One has just been replaced back to their house, and the other one is at named Melody is at my wife's aunt and uncle's.
Replaced? What do you mean? What do you mean by replaced? Like,
so they
like died and they bought another
no,
one?
no. Long story short, both these horses were at my mother-in-law's, and then my father-in-law John was gone a lot. He has gone a lot on the pipeline, so unable to get the proper care. Meanwhile,
they take it to a place that takes care of them, and then
Well,
they bring. I get
no. Actually, so we just moved them closer to us so we can care for them more at our aunt and uncle's. And they got plenty of acre and fenced in stuff and all that, right? So that's where Melody is. The other one, I can't even think of the horse's name right now. It's back at my mother-in-law's house. So this horse is by itself. So I took Addie to soccer practice, get a text from Nika. Hey, can you go feed Melody and just make sure she's doing okay? Because they're on vacation, right? Rich is already shaking his head no. He's like, nope, can't do it.
We're good.
We're good. I got other things to do. So it's after practice. Her practice ended at 7:30. Went and got some Dairy Queen because I love my kids and I love ice cream. And
but you were taking the kids with you, right? Like you didn't go by yourself. Okay.
No, so I had Addie with me, and Nika and Ella are more of the horse experts. I don't really flex with them. I don't know horses, and they don't know me. I got a dog about the size of a horse, so I'm good with that. So anyway, so we take off, we get there, I get the horse food, I go to his big old fence, and I get in there and I put it in his little food tray, whatever it's called. And then I'm kind of looking over the horse, I'm trying to clean it or whatever. And then Addie comes in behind me and doesn't shut the gate. So she doesn't shut the gate. So by the time I realize it, and it was honestly I remember kind of closing it, and it was closed enough to where I didn't latch it. So it's kind of partly my fault, but then Addie came in behind me. So I'm not trying to
like that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to blame. Yeah. I'll just take the blame.
Weak.
I don't care. I'm just trying to make it sound like it wasn't my fault. Let's be honest. She was the last one in. I'm just saying. But I should have known better. So anyway, I see the gate start flinging open. Horse's head turns and immediately leaves the gate. And I'm like, oh my God. What am I going to do? So I'm like, Melody, hey, bro. Hey, come over here. I'm like whistling at it. I'm like, I can handle a dog, but this thing. So
this is
gets
open
out.
Field, no fences.
Okay. So man, I wish you could see it. So what she was in a I don't know, man, 200-yard freaking fenced in area. Right. And then on the outside of that, there's a big circle pin that's locked, and then there's a gate locked to go to the driveway and another gate to the side. So she's kind of trapped between barn, driveway, and then the horses trailers there, and there's some miscellaneous stuff. Well, in between the circle ring and then the real big one, there's a pretty good size open field. And then, so when the horse gets out of the first one, it kind of goes behind the trailer. And so I'm a little nervous. 'Cause I'm just like, man, this horse doesn't know me that well. and now it's out. I have no way to grab it. Like I can't put it in a headlock and try to like drag it to the freaking pen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I run into the barn. I grab I grab more food, and I start just like shaking it to try to get it out because it's like literally pinned himself in this corner of between the horse trailer and this fence. And I'm like, man, this thing's gonna freak out on us or whatever. So I'm telling Addie, like, stay back. So I'm shaking the food. Well, it's like coming at me, but he's coming at me like faster than I want, and I'm nervous. I'm like, oh crap, like. I don't, so I just kind of like stop, like it's running at me, and I start running a little bit faster. You know, I'm like holding this food and I'm shaking, and I'm just trying, and I'm 50 yards from the bend, from the fence or whatever, where it needs to go. So, anyways, it's kind of running after me. I kind of stop, and it just like takes off. So it takes off in the middle of the round bend, and then the big fenced in area where she was. And when I say takes off, like galloping across the yard into the neighbor's yard and to the next neighbor's yard, I'm calling Nika. I'm like, the horse is out. She's gone. My night's ruined. It's
This is your fault. Your fault. Your horse. I'm getting it.
It's her fault, right? So she's like, "Are you serious? Are you?" You know, she's texting me or whatever, and I'm like, "Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. I can't get him." I was like, "He just took off," and now I'm panicking because I'm like, "This is like a loose dog. You're never gonna freaking get it." You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
a loose horse, bro.
he's gone, right?
It's about to be glued.
Right. So yeah. So she's like, keep track of it, keep track. So I gotta go get in our van, which we have to climb a fence to freaking get into our van. Yeah. So I get my van, drive down the street, go down this long freaking driveway. I'm meted by 4 dogs. At this point, I'm looking for a neighbor to come out and like help me because I'm like, dude, this isn't my game.
I'm not a cowboy.
I don't even have a hat. I barely have boots on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're lucky I don't have my Air Maxes on right now, because if you did, I wouldn't even be here, because there's no way I would be trying to get a horse in my Air Maxes. So anyway, so the horse is like, he has freedom to like run out on the streets, but I don't know if he kind of realizes that. So he's just in this person's yard and he is taking off, dude, like freedom. Like he is so happy, or it's a she, just galloping like crazy. Like, I mean, I turn my head and she is literally 200 yards away. I mean, she is just floating. So she just keeps kind of going back and forth in this guy's yard. And meanwhile, my wife's already on her way. But I had grabbed a rope and, whatever their like collar thing is, it kind of goes over their whole entire face. So I'm parked in the driveway, and Nika's texting me like, we're almost there, like keep an eye on it, you know, just watch it. I was like, I'm kind of afraid to approach it right now because I don't know what it's gonna do or whatever. So it finally comes back up where Addie and I are, and I just get out and I just like walk up to him or to her, and she just walks right up to me. And then just like takes her nose and just kind of like takes like the leash, kind of like put it on me. I'm ready to go. So I just wrapped it around her head and just started walking down the street with her. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I was like, these horses are pretty dope. You know, I was like,
just had to get these zoomies out.
Yeah. So, but dude, I'm telling you, man, like when I was on the phone with my wife, I don't know if you guys get like this where you almost become like I don't know if it's a baby or it's like I remember making the comment of like, oh, now my whole evening's ruined. Like, you know, like I was being like such a dramatic, like little baby. Cause in my head, it's going to be 9-10 o'clock before we discover where this horse is. You know what I'm saying? Like when it first happens.
If we discover it.
Exactly. Yeah. And this isn't even my horse, technically. I don't know these neighbors. These neighbors don't know me.
Dude, I can see me right now. Like every time I volunteer to do something, I always do this. Every time you have me, like I would have been blaming it on my wife. Every time you have me do something I don't want to do, this is the result of it.
Yeah. You play the blame game
right now. Absolutely.
Nah.
Told you.
Richard said nah from the get-go. Yeah,
dude,
but I
don't understand how people just like, it's something bigger than me, so I'm being intimidated off the bat, right? Like I'm already not used to horses. Like, and all I envision is like this thing like kicking me in the face or something.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've been around them enough, I mean, obviously my in-laws have them, that, to where, I can respect them. I think they're beautiful animals. Like, they are really great. And people that have horses, it's like people that have dogs. I mean, they have such a bond with them. And I mean, we call him Pappy, but John's his name. I mean, dude, like, this guy, I mean, he loves horses, but he's was raised with them. He has every cowboy hat you can imagine, probably. Like, he's a legit cowboy, So, yeah, man, it was a little terrifying. But I can't even imagine like being around wild animals. Like, you see these people messing with lions and or even a monkey or something. It's just like, dude, like, you don't know their temperament,
Yeah.
Are the show Swamp People? You guys watch that show where they like go after the crocodile?
Crazy.
Dude, I watched that because it was so insane.
It's crazy.
And they would like jump in the river with it and
So what are they doing on that? Is it like crocodile hunter when they're like in Florida getting these invasive ones or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's alligators actually, but yeah. So they get so every year there's hunting season on them, and they give you a certain amount of tags. So, and that's how many you can kill, basically, and that's to keep it within a controlled population, right? So, and so basically, it just follows groups of people, like these hunters. They're in their boats, and they'll set up. They'll basically take a rope, have it kind of tied to like a tree, and dangle meat from it, and put a hook in the meat. So when the gator gets it, it gets hooked in its mouth, and it gets stuck there. So they'll set all these traps up, go home, come back the next day and fight them, and then there'll be like a gator sitting there just stuck, and then they'll boat right up next to it, bow, shoot it, take it out, next one, and every once in a while it goes back.
Isn't it amazing that those things are still around, like crocodiles? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you talk about a dinosaur that just doesn't go away. I mean, you would think that there would be a killing, like, you would think you could get paid to go kill those things. I mean, what good?
Some people do. It's like
a lot of money. Yeah, they make a lot of money. I mean, that's
really?
Yeah, they talk about how they'll go in, they'll get it measured, and then they'll get paid. They'll either get paid and they'll give it to some, or they'll take it for themselves or whatever. But yeah, I think it's different than I think deer meat you can't get paid for, if I'm correct. I think deer meat
right.
You can't sell.
I know in Florida they have. I used to watch some show where the dude would go and get the snakes, and he would get the snakes, and they'd pay him for that. And then I know, like, it's like all the stuff is like Florida stuff, like the boar.
Yeah,
that's in Texas, like, too. But I think that would be actually fun to like get that meat and then just like smoke it, right? But yeah, I think some of that stuff. And then they do like iguanas in Florida.
Yeah, they're everywhere in Florida.
It's crazy.
Yeah, those things are wild looking.
Yeah, I know. Like Arizona, they do scorpions too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They have people come in and trap scorpions because your house will get infested with them.
Jeez.
Can you imagine waking up to like a full scorpion?
Dude, the things that we don't have to deal with, I guess.
It sucks. So
or like, just looking they always find like rattlesnakes and stuff out there too.
Yeah,
Arizona
just looking in your backyard and there's a bear. Can you imagine? That'd be kind of cool. Like, hey, honey, there's a bear in our backyard. Yeah, I know. I mean, as long as it doesn't attack, obviously. So there's been some new shows out that I've actually watched on Netflix. Ozark's out, so I think I'm only on 3 episodes. But we needed to talk a couple weeks ago. I know we had mentioned the Girls Gone Wild show. I don't know if Richard got a chance to watch that.
He don't even need to watch it. I mean, he grew up during that time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then there was another one that came out, and you guys probably didn't wear this clothing, and honestly, I really didn't either. But it was obviously very popular with us growing up, and that was the Rise and Fall of Abercrombie and Fitch.
Really?
So that's on Netflix. The reason I clicked on that is because one of my buddies, Matt Ratliff, he was actually a pretty big model for them. As far as like, I would go to the mall and there's his freaking half naked body on a big old poster, outside the mall or whatever. And he was actually, I think it's their cologne bottle. It's actually his abs. So I actually texted him as soon as I saw it. I only clicked on the documentary because I was like, I wonder if Matt's in here. And sure enough, like his pictures are all throughout it. So I texted him and asked him if he had seen it. And he said, yeah, he'd seen it, and said that they had contacted him for an interview, but they couldn't work it out. So I actually thought he'd probably be interesting to get on this podcast just to kind of talk about that industry.
Would he show us his abs? He still got the abs?
Oh, dude, he was a wrestler. He's a buff dude. Yeah, he's cut up, man. It was a freak, but yeah, he's a great guy. So anyway, so I don't know if you guys are going to watch it or not, but they basically just kind of talk about how it became if you weren't pretty enough, you wouldn't get hours, or they'd make you work in the back, and some of it, as I was watching it, I was like, yeah, duh. Like they're trying to promote, we're the cool, sexy clothing line and popular clothing line. Of course they're going to put beautiful people on the front. Like that's what every model agency does.
You can't be a flat-chested Hooters waitress. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Like that's the thing, right? That happened to Hooters. That happened
behind you.
Yeah. We can call it booters if you got a booty on you. If you don't have Hooters, you better have a booter.
You work here for a reason. I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah, but see, I think that became a thing for Hooters. I don't know what you call it, like discrimination or whatever, towards like you basically can't hire someone because they don't have big boobs. Is basically, and that's, I think that's what ended up kind of happening. I mean, there was some other stuff going on, and maybe some homosexual stuff going on, and inappropriate conduct, which you got a bunch of beautiful people together. Guess what's going to happen? People are going to get turned on, so
like the Olympic Village.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, there was parts of the documentary as I was watching it, I was like, okay, you guys are kind of nitpicking, like, is this really a big issue, or are you just trying to find some dirt on this guy or whatever, but, if I would watch it again, I'd probably find some more stuff where I'm like, ooh, yeah, that, that was pretty bad or whatever. But anyway, so that one was pretty interesting.
So what did you think about the Girls Gone Wild one?
So for, I guess, those of out there that may not know, Girls Gone Wild was a video that, I mean, when we were in high school, it was
basically porn when we were in high school.
Yeah. I mean, I personally have never seen one. I just always, it's just the info commercials. The info commercials were famous in themselves.
Yeah, because those would come out late at night. Wasn't that on MTV?
Sure. I think
they would be on like all night. Yeah, and you're just looking at that, and that was cool enough, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're trying to figure out how to get $29.99 at the age of 15, or whatever old we were. I guess that was probably more of our high school years, wasn't it?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Well, and the other reason why I remember the DVD so much is because we had a student at Perry Meridian that was in one of the videos, and so happened to be the principal's daughter. How funny how that works. Yeah. So so anyways, for those of you that don't know, basically the video was just, recording girls gone wild, girls, having fun, I guess, drinking, partying, flashing, just trying to get girls to do it. You make a video of it, you sell it, a bunch of horny guys buy it, and the rest is history. Well, then the truth of it all comes out, of everything that was going on, just kind of behind the scenes, forcing girls, taking advantage of girls while they're drunk to do something that they, 10 years, whatever, a year down the line, may regret. Which honestly,
I think that it's more of the timing thing. Like this was before the cell phone camera. This was before everything was on video. So it's that stuff goes on every day now. it's just caught on video and it's normal. Back then, it wasn't as normal. So it's like, hey, I'm being recorded without your permission, or I didn't want that on tape. Just that, like it was just a party scene. Like it was like spring break. Like you're doing it, he's just catching it on tape. Like I was really trying to understand why everybody felt like he was such a manipulator, which he was, but like these girls were so forced. Like it just, like I just didn't get it.
Well, I think just like anything, especially when you're dealing with, quote unquote sexual sins, it just leads to more, right? It just leads to more, to where now he's, trying to get these girls to hook up on video, having them call their mom or dad to get permission to make out with somebody on camera. It just becomes a thing where it's probably more of a immorally wrong. Like you are taking someone who is not in their right mind and you are manipulating them, convincing them to do something that's going to be recorded, that's eventually going to be mass produced, and then sent out to millions of people. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't get any money off of it. That's it, and that's the wrong of it, and you could tell the guy's just a piece of crap too. But somehow, he doesn't go to jail. Somehow he doesn't go to jail, and he's in with all these celebrities.
Yeah, he basically made, I guess, porn money off of women, and the women received nothing. To be honest with you, he flipped. Yeah. But and not to change the it's not changing the subject, but not to get off of that video. I also think though that I think the exact same thing's happening in porn.
Yeah.
Like I understand people are signing up for it, but you're taking young women who have no direction in their life or don't know what they want to do. And maybe they end up in California because they're chasing some modeling career or a acting career, but they can go make $1,200 by banging one out with some dude and get videoed. And then it's on the internet for eternity.
Right.
And they made a grand.
Clips,
right. And you're taking advantage, and the porn industry is taking advantage of a young girl that's lost, right? Like
it's legal prostitution.
Her best interest is definitely not in the mind of anybody in that industry, right? Like they don't care about her future in 20 years. They don't care about when she does find a man she wants to marry, there's no secret. Most people that are in porn have some jacked up family background or history, so I don't know. I just, as I was watching the documentary, I'm like, I get it, but the porn industry is full of this, and what are we doing about that now? And it's,
I think Jared wants in. I don't know if you can see that, Blake.
My bad, Jared. Where's he? How do I do that? The bell at the bottom.
Yeah, just click the show or whatever, and then it should.
How do I hit escape here and see if that helps?
Yeah.
Where do you see him? Oh, that little person.
Maybe unless he left. He just sent a text.
There he is. There we go. My bad, brother. First day on the job. I'm trying to figure this. Trying to figure it out.
We were talking about porn, and now for our featured guest.
I'll flash.
Jared apparently heard we were talking about porn, so he jumped on. Imagine that.
What?
When you talk to your wife.
Look, I got the BB-8 shirt on for May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, Lord.
I got a Yoda.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that Girls Gone Wild documentary and just kind of, just that.
It was.
That's the nature of it, though, right? It's like whenever you it's always suspect. Like, and that's really the questionable part of watching any of it. If is like you don't know whether or not that girl or guy in some instances is really accepting of this, if this is something they're truly okay with, or if they're being roped into it through nefarious means. You know what I mean? So you don't know what it is for sure you're watching.
Yeah.
It's
So I mean, you don't even know if those people are of age, to be honest with you. That was the one thing that I worried about, is like, hey, I know like none of these people gave permission. So did you even ask them their age? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, that and go ahead, Jared.
It reminds me of, I mean, obviously because we all grew up around the same time. If you guys remember, like getting one of those videos was very similar to, if you remember, Banned from Television, and there was just like some of the craziest shit on there, like where it was like it was
like Jackass
pre-internet
stuff.
days, but it was like, you know, people getting in gunfights with cops, people getting hit by trains.
You didn't normally see.
Yeah.
You remember those videos?
Yeah, wasn't one of the producers or something that he worked with Girls Gone Wild? I think that's what I saw.
They had mentioned another show like that on that documentary.
But yeah, Banned from TV was like, yeah, you would see like people getting shot or like weird stuff, but it's like it like Jared, I told them earlier, what's funny is we see that same stuff now, but it was unusual then because everybody has a phone now.
Yeah.
You know
we see that on the news.
Yeah.
Right.
we see all that stuff on the news.
Right.
As far as
it was just
the
shocking
ban for TV stuff, not the nudity stuff.
Right. It was just shocking then because we're more accessible now, you know?
Yeah.
And we're so used to seeing it. I mean, especially when it comes to the crimes and the murders and stuff.
We want to see it now. Like now it's like
our boy Dave Chappelle being attacked.
Exactly.
The first thing I want to do is see video of it.
So I didn't get all of that. So what ended up happening at the end of that?
So Dave Chappelle was just doing his act. A dude came up, rushed him on stage. Chappelle kind of shook him off, but he fell too. And then his security ran in and they dragged the dude to the back and beat. I mean, I seen a video of the dude, and his arm is facing the wrong way.
Oh, really?
They gave this dude the business.
Special.
Yeah, I saw his face.
Don't come up on stage then.
Well, apparently he had a fake gun that also, if you push the button, was a knife.
See, you're just looking to die. I mean, if you're coming in with a fake gun.
Yep.
Yeah, and how does a Dave Chappelle concert not have more security than that?
I mean,
I feel like we got everything taken from us.
Yeah, but they were at the Hollywood Bowl, so I mean, it's a outdoor venue similar to Deer Creek. So like, there are ways to get in. You know, like it's outside. You can jump a fence, and you could be in not through security.
Yeah, or you can hide an object like that in your underwear or wherever. I'm sure.
Yeah. So apparently, Jamie Foxx was wearing a sheriff's hat there, and like came out and helped him. And Buster, dude, here's who all was there. It was Dave Chappelle. Chris Rock was there because he made a Will Smith joke after it.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Jamie
he
Foxx
did.
was there. And Busta Rhymes was there. Like just the weirdest, just like the greatest collection of people I could ever think of. Like if I was to pay for like to go see a group of people and you were like, it's $200, I'd be like, all right, I'll pay $200.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get Busta Rhymes? We got Method Man and Redman.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Boy, did we! And aren't they the greatest? Because they reminded us the whole show
after every song.
Yeah, I guess.
Did anybody ever talk to the guy? Did they interview the guy after, or he give a statement?
He was put in an ambulance and taken away.
He's probably in jail.
Yeah, they don't know why he did it, but dude, he was. There was no talking to that dude afterwards. I think he was.
Yeah, they whooped his butt pretty good. It sounds
as they should.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, dude, I hope it doesn't get to the point where I mean, like, think about that. If he had a real gun, think about how easily we could have lost Dave Chappelle. If that guy would have, I mean, he was able to run up and tackle him. If he would have ran up, took 2 steps, and pulled out a gun and shot him, I mean, dude, and I don't know if these guys have. I know I've heard people talk about Rogan has like. Secret Service type security guards now. Like he's very well protected. And I'm sure the Elon Musks of the world are, really protected. But I mean, like how protected is LeBron James? How protected is Dave Chappelle. You know, I mean,
Right.
obviously they got to the guy quick, but still, it's just it's
Yeah, and
That's
I mean,
scary,
you've
man.
even seen it with the NBA playoffs. These protesters running on the floor, and
Yeah.
like,
yes,
I feel like since COVID, like that's all people are doing. They're running on the floor, and then you add the Will Smith stuff, and like people want to go after these people, and we don't know why.
yeah. I mean, I hate to throw some shade on my boy Will Smith. Like, I don't want to put the blame on him, but I mean, you're right. Like, the NBA has had 3 different women try to do something crazy. Like, one tried to glue her hand to the. They have
was
to
the
be
first
white.
one, yeah.
They have to be white, right?
Yeah,
One
they were.
person glues. I mean,
Fact.
there's no way
It
another
was
race
some
is this
kind of
stupid.
PETA thing. Like I ended up googling what are they
Exactly.
processing? Yeah,
Exactly. Some
Yeah, it's because the owner of the is it the Grizzlies? I think they were protesting, or it might have been the Wolves.
Timberwolves.
Killed a bunch of chickens, but I
Mhm.
guess they had like some sort of weird flu virus, so he had to.
Yeah. So does Chick-fil-A. Go
Dude, that
glue
last-
yourself to Chick-fil-A.
So does
that
Walmart.
last lady that
So does
dude grabbed that ran out
Whole
there,
Foods.
they messed her up, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She tried. That girl next to her was sitting there recording it, like ready for her to do it.
Ugh.
And that security guard was just sitting there watching her.
Boom, he was
She
on
took
that.
one step and got freaking sacked.
My favorite ones still are when they do that on WWE, and those dudes mess them up, dude. When somebody runs out
What
on
were
that,
they thinking? Like, I mean, like
They wanna be
going out there
seen.
with people who physically, I mean, their job is violence
Mhm. yeah,
and
they-
punching. I mean, like, what do you expect to happen?
I want to get punched by a real man.
Yeah. I like the football. I like the football ones when the guy has all the room to run and no one can catch him. That's my
Those
favorite.
are actually fun right there.
Heck yeah, they are.
They're not going after anybody; they're just
Helmet
running.
right on 'em.
Yeah. Yeah. And then eventually a player just clotheslines them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
apparently this happened. Yeah, this happened last night. So, I mean, yeah, the headline could have been totally different, and that's kind of like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, I don't know what people are thinking all of a sudden, but yeah, that headline could have read, Dave Chappelle killed on stage by person with knife.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Really. I'm really surprised it hasn't happened more. I mean, with all the
Right.
concerts and comedy shows and
And everybody coming back out. Yeah,
well, not even that. I just think there's enough. You got to think there's enough people in the world that any given day can lose their shit
Mhm.
and want to do something like that. They're miserable, they're broke, they're lonely, they're mentally, jacked up, whatever, and they just want to make a scene, man. And
Yep.
this is how I'm going to go out.
Or just people reach their breaking point. Like, I mean, like some of these are pretty like planned out, and you have to strategize to get to it. But like,
Yeah.
at a job, somebody could get something told to them that they don't like or whatever,
And they lose their crap. Yeah.
lose their crap, and they're like, I've got my gun underneath my front seat of my car.
Dude. That's what my boss was telling me the other day. Like, he went and bought a gun or whatever, and when he bought the gun, the dude asked him if he wanted bullets, and he was like, "I could buy a gun and bullets at the same time."
I know. It's crazy. That's the craziest part of the gun laws. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm all for having a gun, but
He was like, "Look, yeah." So he said, "He's like, dude, I'm straight pro gun, but dude, can we
it
do
shouldn't be
something?"
this easy.
yeah.
It shouldn't. I mean, literally, it shouldn't not be this easy to just go buy something that can kill someone in 1 second.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild, but
Now you can
Yeah, I
3D
mean-
print them.
I know from your home, you don't have to leave your house.
And
You know,
hold on. Can you go into the metaverse and kill somebody?
oh, I'm sure.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, yeah, not yet. But I guarantee there'll be a metaverse police officer
But if
eventually.
you can, do you go to metaverse jail or do you go to real jail?
Yes.
Metaverse jail, which could be worse. I mean, you're just you have this Oculus on your face and all you can see is a jail cell. Dude,
Yeah,
I'd be
the
miserable.
guy who's like living it 24/7.
Yes. Oh, that
Oh,
guy's
yes.
eyes are going to be bleeding in no time.
That's messed up. Yeah, he's gonna have a brain problem. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be jacked up, man. Or he's going to be the most popular person ever in the Oculus universe and somehow cash in off of it.
Yeah. If you fart in the metaverse, do you smell it in there and smell it when you take take it off?
That is what you'd think.
I'm gonna go in the metaverse and take a dump. I got
Oh,
you.
dude, speaking of dumps, I'm saving it for the end of the podcast. Greg
Ooh.
crapped his pants over the weekend. You need to hit up your boy Greg from work. Yeah. Crap.
Like he sharted.
No. He crapped his pants. he was out mowing yards. His son was sick, so he was out mowing yards. And he was at whatever. He was like a block away. It hit him, so he started walking home, walking through people's yards or whatever. Gets to his garage door. He said he already had his pants he already had his pants like unbuckled, ready to go. And he went to put the garage coat in. It was wrong, so he had to put it back in. You know, he's like sitting there stalling. He said he got to the bathroom and his stomach just went. I mean, he couldn't hold it. All in his pants. Said he had to throw away his shorts and his underwear.
Yeah,
I go,
you
you are a 50-year-old man that just crapped their pants. So we've been giving him hell all week at work, man.
You got to think too, man. He just got done cutting the grass. He's hot and steamy. Like you got to hose down after that, big boy.
You know he's a big boy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes. I almost forgot that.
Like you wanna end the stream for us, buddy?
Oh yeah, that's on me. Shoot, I got stories for days. What else you want to talk about?
He was just gonna record himself just in the garage talking shit about us. After.
That's right.
Keep going.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ending the stream.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you guys.